You are listening to Win on KZKO. Check them out every Monday from 4 to 5 p.m. Mountain Time. Only on KZKO The Vibe.
Yeah! Listen up, partners. This is Good, Bad, Ugly on World Improv Network.
Good evening, everyone. I am Alex.
I'm Asa.
I'm Jim.
And we are your astute win counselors to get you through any problems you might have during the week or any daily grind issues that you're currently experiencing. So let's take our first question from Crystal from Denver writes, Dear Win, I have to deal with models all the time in my fashion business. Oftentimes, their behavior is completely unacceptable. How do you suggest I best deal with bougie or stuck-up models in order to get them to just do their damn jobs? Asa?
You know, I think... I'm not sure exactly what specifically what the behavior is that they're doing, but I imagine that it comes from a sense of entitlement.
Yeah.
That, you know, they go in and they are the ones that appear in the pictures. So, what I would do is, because so much is invested in having a certain kind of look,
right?
You know, a certain polished kind of look, I would get some photos of them when they're not at their best.
Ah, blackmail.
Yes.
That's not a bad idea.
That's my...
What do you think, Jim? Bougie kind of, I think that means like prima donna, like, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Right. I'm well acquainted with slang.
I understand that, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, Jim, to offend you even.
That's okay. There are probably listeners out there that could use it. So it sounds like, frankly, I would treat them like a pet.
Oh.
You know, whenever they get out of line, hit them on the nose with a newspaper.
Oh.
You know, just it gets their attention. It's not really going to hurt them. It's not going to bruise and mark their face. Or you have treats available for them.
What kind of treats?
For when they're good, just give them a little bump of cocaine or something they'll enjoy.
That's interesting. So you're basically manipulating them in every possible way.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
They're models. So they're not as developed mentally as the rest of the population. So you can treat them like an animal and they'll respond.
Well, I mean, that's fairly aggressive, but I would take it even a step further, Jim. I would just institute shock therapy. I would bring an electric chair to every set that you shoot on and make them sit there and change in that chair. And if they start misbehaving, hit the button. Bam, 150,000 watts right away will change their mentality quick. Well, thank you, Winner. The next one is Heidi from Salt Lake City, Utah. She says, Dear Win, I have a mild to medium form of Tourette syndrome, and I work in a call center. I love my job, but sometimes my Tourette's gets the better of me when I'm on the phone with clients. Should I quit my job or stick it out? Jim?
I think you should stick it out. You don't want to... If you quit your job, you're basically letting the disease win, or the affliction.
Right.
And you don't want to set that precedent for letting that rule your life. Maybe I would keep the job, but just preface every phone call by telling the prospective client that you have this affliction. And it might even work out for you in the long run if people pity you and just buy more stuff from you because of it.
That's not a bad idea. What I would do is I'd take part of that suggestion from Jim, Winner, and I would say, okay, when you take a call, right away make the people that call you, make them stutter and scream obscene things on the phone, so therefore it kind of breaks the ice a little bit, and then you can move forward a lot more efficiently with whatever issue that you have to deal with in that call center. That's what I would do. Asa?
I would recommend recording yourself with some like already kind of like preset replies to, you know, I'm sure after a while of working this job you have an idea of what people say. So come up with some pre-recorded responses, edit out your
stuttering
however the Tourette's manifests itself.
Right.
And then just so that way you don't have to do the interaction live, but you just have to plug and play certain sound clips.
That's almost like the Tupac hologram thing you were talking about the other week. You know, you just kind of have it all set up and ready to go.
Technology solves everything.
It does solve a lot of problems. Well, Winner, you get a couple options there, and maybe stick it out. All right, one more here. Justin from Atlanta writes, Dear Win, the first Americans to contract the Ebola virus were recently brought here to Atlanta for treatment. Would it make sense if a family member were to contract the virus while in West Africa to spend the extra money to overnight the condolence card in order to get to there in time? Wow, that's pretty dark. No, I would say, Justin, you're under the assumption that they're not going to make it. And I think it takes sometimes a couple days to up to 21 days for the virus to incubate and actually kind of set hold. So, and if it is going to West Africa, snail mail is probably not going to get it there in time. So maybe doing the overnight thing would be worth it for the condolence card. However, you don't want to maybe go into the assumption that they're going to die. So they are your loved ones. You want to hold out hope, and you want to give them maybe courage and some strength somehow through the mental sphere that they're going to make it through. I don't know. What do you think, Jim?
Well, okay. So you want to get it there quick. So I would just say send a condolence text.
Oh, a text.
Yeah.
What if they don't have cell service there, let's say in Sierra Leone or somewhere?
Well, I mean, you can send a condolence text to someone you know nearby, and they can just walk over and pass it along.
You think you could hire maybe one of those guys that fly along the beach with a biplane to have the long signs, you know, that tell you about parties and stuff that are coming up, and just have them fly over where they're at and say, well, we loved you, you know, hope you...
Yeah, I mean, that would work.
Might not be a bit. Asa.
But it lacks the personal touch of an actual text.
That's true.
Anyway, that's all.
Text is very personal. Yeah.
Sounds like this winter has given up hope too quickly.
Right.
So, if you're going to send a card with a hopeful message, or like, "Hey, way to go, you beat it."
Right.
You know?
Okay. But are you thinking that they're going to actually get Ebola? I mean, do you think Winter is saying here that their family members over there, they're going to get it no matter what? Or, I mean, I don't know. That's kind of a really deep perspective.
I was under the presumption that this person had already contracted the Ebola and they had been sent to Atlanta for treatment, and so they were. Is that incorrect?
I don't know. He just says that if a family member were to get the virus, would it be worth it to spend the extra money to overnight the condolences card to West Africa?
The condolences, yeah. Why condolences?
Yeah, he's assuming that this family member's not going to make it.
Yeah, don't assume that.
All right, Winter.
Long story short, no.
Okay, well, that's going to do it for Good, Bad, Ugly. We have one little piece of inspiration to get you through the rest of the week, known as Horoscope Corner.
Love, fortune, status. Let us do your astrological chart. Horoscope Corner on World Improv Network.
We're going to take a little bit of a twist here. We're going to go with the Chinese zodiac. So for you roosters out there, don't be so cocky. Show a little bit of humility when you're prancing around in your neck of the woods, be it at work, be it with your friends, be it in your free time, or be it at the pool, no matter how good looking you are. Show some humility, Mr. Rooster. Don't boast. Don't stick your chest out there. Don't make a lot of noise. Just be a good, humble person, at least one of the 7 days a week. Thank you, Mr. Rooster.
Thanks for listening to Win on KZKO. Don't forget to interact with the cast by sending your suggestions for each segment throughout the week by hitting them up on Facebook at World Improv Network, Twitter at World Improv Net, or the Win KZKO blog. See you next week.
You are listening to Win on KZKO. Check them out every Monday from 4 to 5 p.m. Mountain Time. Only on KZKO The